All right, everyone. Today we're going to talk about the difference between the free version of ChatGPT and the paid versions. All right, because you can do this as a lot of this course off the free version. I highly suggest you look into the paid versions, and we're going to talk about the differences. But at first, start with the free, okay? And then let's slowly get into it because remember, the more information you have at the drop of a hat, the faster you get it, the more detailed, the better decisions you're going to make when trading cryptocurrency, and you're going to save money, which means you're also going to make money. All right. So a couple of objectives, because we're going to talk about which version gives you the edge in crypto investing, right? So a couple of these objectives are, by the end of this lesson, I want you to understand the core differences between the free and paid versions of ChatGPT. Then I want you to know how each version performs when used for cryptocurrency analysis and trading, and when it's worth upgrading based on your crypto investing needs. And I think that should lay out a really good foundation for this lesson in the course, okay? So first section we're gonna go through the core differences between the free version of ChatGPT and the paid version, all right? So I've got this chart I wanna throw up right now. And what we're gonna do is we're gonna talk about the free version, which is GPT 3.5. And then the paid version, we've got GPT-4, and then we've got GPT-4 Turbo, all right? So under this, the speed, the free version is fast, but sometimes shallow. So think about the information that you get, right? As opposed to the paid version, where it's slower, but it's deeper and more accurate, okay? And the accuracy is the name of the game. Now, when we're talking about crypto knowledge, the free version is good for basics, but the paid version is better for complex use cases. When it comes to data analysis, free version, it's limited because the paid version can analyze complex inputs like tokenomics more effectively. And as you go through this list, you can see that the free version it's usable, but it has a lot less than the paid version, all right? Now the cost, as of the filming of this course, the free version is obviously free and the paid version is about $20 a month. But there's also a version that is a lot more per month. It's 10x that, it's $200. That's what I use currently because I'm seeing so many use cases in my normal life and in this situation for trading. So that's what I'm personally using right now, okay? So now let's move on to section 2, okay? So crypto use cases, free versus paid. When researching crypto projects, the free version of ChatGPT 3.5 can summarize white papers and it can list basic pros and cons of a project. Whereas the paid version, ChatGPT-4 or -Turbo, right, can deeply evaluate tokenomics, decentralization, governance, and more. It's better at spotting red flags in the team, roadmap, and liquidity, okay? So that's really good to know. Now, when we're talking about technical analysis support, right, the free version can explain chart patterns and indicators, but it cannot write Pine script or interpret custom formulas, okay? Whereas when you're talking about the paid version, it can create Pine script strategies for TradingView. It can interpret technical analysis from screenshots with tools enabled, of course. And it can also simulate strategies using real data with the Python tool. And later in the course, you're gonna see Dylan break some of these down, actually all of them, and how to use them, all right? Now, let's move on to portfolio and risk planning. The free version can describe diversification and risk reward theory, right? But it lacks the tools to calculate or simulate allocations. And that goes with the whole planning of an investment strategy, okay? So that it does not do well, so you're gonna want the paid version, right? Because the paid version can create full portfolio models in spreadsheets or code, and it can calculate real-time Sharpe ratios, position sizing, and stop loss levels, all right? It can also recommend or it can adjust recommendations, based on past trades if you have the memory portion enabled, okay? Now, another thing I want to go over is sentiment and whale tracking tools, right? The free version can explain tools like Nascent, Dune, and Lunar Crush, but it cannot interact with them or interpret complex data, whereas the paid version can guide you through the Dune SQL queries. It can write smart contract monitoring scripts and can simulate whale tracking logic or interpret raw wallet movement data. This is very, very vital, okay? Now, moving on to section 3. When should a crypto investor upgrade, right? So upgrading to ChatGPT 4, this comes in if you trade frequently and need fast, reliable strategies, right? Or if you use technical indicators or want some custom Pine scripts written. Another reason would be, or when you do it, is you want to compare multiple crypto projects regularly, or you want custom portfolio breakdowns or back testing. Another reason would be using tools like TradingView, Dune, or Etherscan in conjunction with ChatGPT. And if you prefer deeper context-aware conversations, all right? Now, you could stick with the free version if you are just learning about crypto, right? If you don't use advanced tools or scripts, and then most asked questions like what is DeFi or explain blockchain, the free version is perfect for that. So then you could stick with it. But the truth is, if you bought this course and you're wanting to be successful when it comes to trading, $200 a month, in my opinion, for the extreme one, because you could still start with the $20 a month, but if you go with the really big one, that's a drop in the hat compared to what it's going to give you for the bang for the buck, the best bang for the buck. So I would suggest personally starting with the $20 version and then seeing what you could do, take this course fully using the $20 version, then upgrade at a certain point to 200. And I think probably a bunch of you already upgraded to the 200. You'll see a massive, massive difference. And you can cancel it at any time, okay? For the casual researcher or beginner, the beginning level for the free is still very powerful. The paid version becomes an investment if you're using ChatGPT regularly to guide high stakes decision making when it comes to building an investment plan and finding specific trades, entry points, exit points for cryptocurrency. All right, with that being said, let's move on to the next lesson. All right, today what we're going to do is we're going to dive a little